What's up, everybody? Part-time gamer dad here. It is March 10th, which means it is Mario Day, and I'm just wanting to take a couple minutes out of my day to talk to you about what I think makes this little guy, this little Italian plumber, so important to the world of gaming, and what some of my fondest gaming memories are of him. So to start, obviously, this is the 25th anniversary Super Mario Brothers Super Mario All-Stars Limited Edition, which is quite a mouthful. But in this game that was made exclusively for the Wii, it comes with 4 different games. You have Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers The Lost Levels, Super Mario Brothers 2, and Super Mario Brothers 3. And what's great about this collection is you don't need your old NES to play. Now, some of my fondest memories growing up were playing on the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System, playing this game, playing Duck Hunt, playing Contra with my dad. And those were really fun, but I think more than anything, like, Mario was such an impactful experience on my life, because I don't want to say figure because he's not real, but I have such fond memories of playing all these different games that featured Mario, and not just like adventure games, right? There were sports games, and I was never really into those too much, with the exception of Mario Kart. But this is really kind of where the passion started. Have a lot of love for the little Italian plumber and the little 8-bit version of him. I don't think that there is an 8-bit version of him on this. I think they kind of remastered it. But if you're looking for a way to play some of the older games in a way that's pretty faithful to the way they were intended, pick this up. It's kind of expensive nowadays, but I mean, you get 4 games, including the Lost Levels, which is a real hidden gem. If you have a Wii, awesome. If not, they're pretty cheap nowadays. You get for like $50, and you don't have to go try to find all the old carts of these games. They're just here in one central location. You don't have to blow on them if they don't work. Like, it's really a great investment, and I highly recommend this one. So from the old NES games, we had Super Mario World on the SNES, which I actually don't have a physical copy of in any way, shape, or form. I do have it digitally on a couple different platforms, but I think it's one of the greatest games that was ever created. If I have to put it in to like a Mario ranked list, I would say it's my number 4 Mario game of all time. For many people, it's not just their favorite game of all time, it's the greatest game that was ever made, and I can't argue with that. I mean, you look at all the different level types, you look at all the just the color of the game, and the way that it was presented was delightful. But unfortunately, because I don't have it, I'm going to skip over it and just kind of move into a trifecta of games that really took us into a 3D type world with Mario, starting with Mario 64. I don't know if you can see it past the ring light there, but probably the most infamous, hopefully I use that word correctly in this context, the most infamous game of Mario of all time. Speed running has become a huge thing on this game as of late, and I would say probably my most formative years in terms of a gamer with Ocarina of Time and this game. It was such a significant time in my life developmentally about do I even really care about video games when the N64 came out. This is going to be a little bit of a peeling back the curtain, and if my mom and dad are watching right now, I apologize, but I got a Nintendo 64 in the year 2000, Christmas 2000. The reason I remember it is because they put the 64 underneath the tree. My brother and I went over to take a look, see. We knew it was a present for us. Kind of peeled back a little bit, and I saw Banjo from Banjo-Kazooie, but it was the Banjo-Tooie combo pack with the system staring back at me, and I closed it up, and I knew what I was getting. Got it. Loved Banjo-Kazooie, loved Banjo-Tooie. Super Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, those were my games. And it just really showed me like what the power of gaming could do, and like where it was heading, and I was very excited. Then we moved over to the GameCube, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't have a GameCube growing up. It was like the one Nintendo console I didn't have. I really appreciate it, and I've tried playing Sunshine. I'm still kind of playing it now from time to time. I just don't think it holds up as well. I think that there's some aspects of it. I think there's some mechanics of it that just aren't great. I understand why people love it, especially the nostalgia for it. Like, a lot of people don't think that Mario 64 holds up. I can understand why, but I'm a little more partial to it. But Sunshine, a landmark title in the GameCube catalog, and a lot of people's first experience or most memorable experience with Mario. So definitely got to call that one out. And then the last part of the Super Mario 3D All Stars game for the Switch is what was for a long time my favorite Mario game ever, which is Super Mario Galaxy. I had a Wii in college. I bought a Wii, and then I bought Super Mario Galaxy, and I probably missed too many assignments just pouring hours of my life into this game. So much so, it was the first game in my adulthood that I 100%ed, only to find out that once you do that, it unlocks Luigi, and it becomes Super Luigi Galaxy, which I, to this day, have a fun memory just sitting on my apartment floor, just shocked, like, oh my gosh, I just unlocked Luigi. I don't think I can do it all over again. So, really fun memories of this, especially from when I was younger in my adulthood. And for a long time, it was my favorite game of all time in terms of the Mario franchise. But it got knocked off eventually. And we'll talk about what knocked that off here in just a little bit. So then we moved to a very different time in my life, a time where I was working at GameStop. If you just saw my most recent video, my GameStop rent video, I am never going to be sponsored by them, and that's fine by me. I don't have really fondness for them anymore, but I did get the pleasure of working there at a time where a lot of cool things were happening with games, so I got to be around them as they were happening. And the 3DS came out, and I got a 3DS. I didn't get a DS, the original, the Lite, DSi, any of that stuff, but I did get a 3DS. And one game that I absolutely had to get with that 3DS was Super Mario 3D Land. Sorry about my ring light. I know it's a little frustrating, but it was such an incredible game. And I just thought to myself, like, what a really cool concept of taking a lot of what we know about Mario and throwing it into a little bit of a different environment, making it, it's 3D, but it's kind of like 2.5D in a lot of ways. And there are some 3D elements, and the Tanuki suit and all the different suits that you could get through the game was really fun. And because I didn't have a DS, this was really my first like mobile experience with Mario in this form. I mean, I had a Game Boy, like the original Game Boy, so I played some Mario, but this is really where it took off for me. And then if you take that and kind of move over to like the Wii U, then I had the experience of Super Mario 3D World. Now I know that this is the version with Bowser's Fury on the Switch. I don't have the physical copy of 3D World anymore for Wii U, but as much as I loved 3D Land, this is really what like put it over the top for me. The cat suit is iconic. It's adorable. It's a lot of fun to play with. This is actually my number 5 Mario game of all time. I think that it's incredibly addicting. And again, I lost a lot of hours of my life to this game. I enjoy Bowser's Fury. I don't find it as fun as this game. I bought this. I do musical theater from time to time. I have my degree in it, actually. And I was doing a production of The Wizard of Oz, and on days that we had doubles, I needed something to do in between shows, or I got there early for call. I needed something to do before, and so I was playing this game, and I beat it throughout the run of the show. So that was really fun. And I think from even like a multiplayer perspective, like it's a fun game to play with friends. I don't say that about every Mario game. I think some of like the new Super Mario Brothers series, if you know what I'm talking about, those games can be a little frustrating to play with other people. Super Mario 3D World, absolutely fun, absolutely a blast by yourself or with friends. If you have a Switch, I recommend go out, pick it up, and play Bowser's Fury too. It's just not for me, but that doesn't mean that's not for somebody. I think a lot of people love that kind of add-on to the game. To me, it was just a little too reminded me of the worst part of Majora's Mask, if that makes any sense, in terms of like the timer that was always looming, and it kind of felt like it restricted me from having fun with it than necessarily like enjoying it fully. So that's just my opinion on it. But Super Mario 3D World, absolutely an incredible game. Number 5 in my list. Number 4 would be the Super Mario World from the SNES. Number 3 is going to be Super Mario 64, Nintendo 64. Number 2 is Super Mario Galaxy on the Nintendo Wii, and also part of the 3D All-Stars on the Switch, which means that number 1 is Super Mario Odyssey. Like, how could it not be? Super Mario Odyssey, I got the Nintendo Switch for Breath of the Wild, and I stayed for Super Mario Odyssey. Spoiler alert, if I ever do my top games of all time list, it's going to be Breath of the Wild number 1, but Mario Odyssey is in that top 10 somewhere as well. And I think when you look at the spectrum of like what Mario games do, right? Like this is the safe, what we kind of grown up with at the beginning of our lives, Mario, and then here's something that's not Mario at all. Most Mario games kind of end up in this end of the spectrum, whereas Mario Odyssey, it kind of ends up in this half. And I think that's really cool and innovative and something really unique for Nintendo to just kind of go out on a limb and say, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to take some of the best parts of all of these games we've released over time. Kind of feels like a successor, a spiritual successor to Super Mario 64 in a lot of ways, and just make it a little more realistic. Like that T-Rex. Like that T-Rex is incredibly frightening, especially in the underground kind of valley where all the pillars are, and you're kind of just walking around trying to navigate this just kind of dark, scary area. That T-Rex is always kind of looming, which is really fun. And I think Cappy is a great addition. Getting to play, spoilers, if you haven't played it, you get to play as Bowser, which was a really nice little add-on. And I'm still playing it from time to time now. Like, I'm still trying to get all of the moons. I think of all the games, this one has the most longevity. I think it'll hold up the longest, not just because it's the most recent, but I think because the way they've approached it is creating a game that has something for everybody. My wife played it. My wife's not even a gamer. She played it. She enjoyed it. She didn't finish it because she's just not a gamer. But when she had a Switch, she did enjoy it. My daughter enjoyed it. And I'm still enjoying it. And the game's been out for 5.5 years now. So definitely check this guy out if you have a Switch. But guys, those are just my Mario experiences. Those are my favorite Mario games. That's kind of my walk down memory lane. What about you? What are your favorite Mario games? What are your favorite Mario memories? What was your experience like? Have you ever played a Mario game? Have you not? Like, I'm not sure how you're here, how you've avoided Mario throughout your entire gaming experience, but maybe you're brand new to gaming and Mario's just never been a thing that you thought to jump into, which is funny because he was called Jumpman. So that's probably a really dumb joke, but definitely let us know what your favorite Mario game is. Let me know if you're excited for the Mario movie. I'm actually pretty hyped for it. I was really skeptical at first. I was a little frustrated with some of the casting choices, but like as we get to see more of it revealed, I'm really excited for it. My wife, daughter, and I are going to go see it next month. So it's going to be a blast, I'm sure. I'll be trying to do a little review on that. Speaking of reviews, I'm going to be doing a WWE 2K23 First Impressions video sometime next week. We're also going to have a Resident Evil 4 remake chainsaw demo. First impressions, I guess. Not really a review because it's not the full game, but we'll do a first impressions just based on the demo there. And then we're also going to be doing the series N64 Score. I did start it. I have the first game right over here. No, you don't get to see it. You have to go watch that video. We're getting a lot of footage. I've been doing a lot of traveling around town. And I hope that Phoenix Resale would be proud about some of the things I'm doing. We'll tag him in those videos, so hopefully he watches it and pushes some more people this way. We're almost at 250 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. The GameStop rant video is getting so much traction. It's better than the welcome to the channel video, which is our best video to date. So hopefully we can get past the 120 views that video had, and we can make it our most successful channel. Just keep this momentum going. Check out the TikTok, Part-Time Gamer Dad. We're having a lot of fun over there doing TikToks every day. Check out the Instagram. I'd like to get that going a little bit more as well. I'd like to get some more traction on that. Tell your friends, tell your family, comment, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and make sure that you're just having fun gaming, guys. That's what this is all about. You don't have to love Mario, right? This is something I love, and I want to celebrate it on his day. But whatever you guys are enjoying, shout it out down below. Give great recommendations. Let's have some fun gaming, and I'll see you guys very soon.